Hey guys, it's Sydney, and we're back in our normal setup. I haven't sat down and talked to y'all in so long. And I've been wanting to do this video for weeks because I finished season 4 of The Sopranos like I think last week, 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I had all those vlogs planned, so I wanted to get those out. But now we're back to the sit down videos, and I'm glad. Like, hopefully I finish the rest of The Sopranos soon and I start a new show. Also, I'm almost done with Insecure, so an Insecure video is coming soon, just letting y'all know. But yeah, I would like to let everybody know that when I record this video, I was a little sick. I'm just not getting over it. I think you can hear it in my voice a little bit. So if I sound congested, or if my voice ever sounds strained, it's like I had a lot of coughing fits. It was a lot going on. So yeah. I'm going to start with the kids first. I'm going to start with Meadow. Meadow, oh my god. Meadow gets much better. I feel like she needed college. She needed a break from her parents. I don't want a break from them too. They're annoying. Even though I feel like Meadow, a lot of the stuff Meadow would say, it was like a lot of pent up anger from not being able to voice her opinions a lot as a child. Meadow gets into a relationship with this black man. Tony's racist. Like, oh my god. I believe this is when I really started to hate Tony. Like, I didn't like Tony before, but I really started to hate him now because I'm just like, you're being really weird. You know I'm black, if you didn't notice that. But anyways, I'm gonna talk about Jackie and Meadow together. Jackie is wilding out. Okay, Jackie is wilding out, and he was originally planning to be a doctor because he was going to Rutgers. Like, he had a good future ahead of him, but he wanted to be a mob boss so bad. But basically, he started dating Meadow. Whole time he was dating Meadow to get close with Tony. But I'm like, you're not gonna get to Tony through Meadow if you're not treating Meadow right. Like, you're going to clubs that you know Tony will be at. Like, you're dumb. You're getting high. You're messing with strippers, you're cheating on his daughter, and you're expecting him to deal with that? Even though he does the same thing to his wife, we're not going to talk about that. You're weird. I'm not glad Jackie died, but I'm glad Meadow didn't have to put up with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I want better for her. Because she deserves better than what her mother got. Okay? Because if Jackie didn't die, she would have stayed with Jackie. Like, she would have stayed with Jackie for a really long time. Even though he was cheating on her and they broke up and stuff like that, she would have got back with him. He had so much potential to be great, but he threw it all away. Anyways. Girl, keep on. Ralph is sick because he put that idea in his head and ended up killing him anyway. Those that haven't watched The Sopranos, I'm basically referring to what Ralph told Jackie about how his father and Tony robbed a card game thrown by one of the bosses, and they ended up being made after it instead of being killed, like how Jackie was. And then basically Jackie went on to rob a boss's card game, but it fell under Ralph's jurisdiction, so it was Ralph's call on to whether or not he was gonna kill Jackie, and he decided to kill him instead of just letting him off. Like, why would, like, he did that on purpose. I'm so sick. He did it on purpose. I don't know why, but he did it on purpose. I don't know if he did it to make Rosalie, like, rely on him for some reason, because he broke up with her after that. But that's not the point. Okay, moving on to Ralph. Alright, we're moving on from Jackie to Ralph. Ralph sucks. Ralph sucks. He's horrible. And I hate him a lot, but when he died, I felt really bad because he didn't deserve to die for that reason. He deserved to die for many other reasons, but why he died over insurance money and a horse? Like, you're not serious. A horse that he paid for, by the way. Tony is so backwards. Like, Ralph should have died when he beat up that pregnant girl in Bada Bing. I'm so serious. First of all, he's stepping out. I'm sorry, Ralph is the worst person ever. Like, he was high on coke, and he disrespected her, so she hit him. But he took it so much further. He was beating her so bad and beat her head in, quite literally in the Bada Bing parking lot where anybody can see it. He survived that, but oh my god, kill a horse. You're not serious. And the thing is, after that, Tony beat him up, right? Tony beat him up as he should. And then he promoted him to Kappa because somebody died, to try to mend the bad blood. He should have died that night. I'm so serious. And then Ralph is a snake. Ralph is a snake and a weirdo. Because how can you sit up in Rosalie's face, in your girlfriend's face, and then order her son to be killed? And then leave her because you got sad her son died? Are you crazy? Let's move on to Gloria, which was Tony's side chick for like season 3. Gloria is so real. Somebody had to start to talk to Tony crazy. Like, somebody had to put Tony in his place. She had so much going on, like Gloria, she had so much going on outside of Tony. Good and bad, because she had all that stuff going on with her sister and the only family she had not wanting to see her. We didn't get to dive into that much because, like, Tony was trying to play therapist with Gloria so bad. Like, he was trying to fix her so bad. Like, you can tell. Like, he would ask, like, the same questions that Dr. Melfi would ask him and this and that. I'm like, you want to be a therapist so bad. You're not even done with therapy, sir. You need to go check into that office. But Tony be dead wrong, though. Like, Tony be dead wrong. Because you know you have a wife and kids. You know there's a, like, you may be late to this dinner. You didn't call her or nothing. You deserve that steak to be thrown at your head, low-key. Like, I get it. Like, I get Gloria. And then he gonna be like, oh, talking mess and stuff like that. But I'm like, it's your fault. You should have been courteous of other people. That's the thing. Tony wants everybody to be courteous of his time and move on his time just because he's the boss. You're not the boss of Gloria. You don't run anything with Gloria. You don't. Because y'all are boyfriend and girlfriend. Because you have a wife. Then Gloria kills herself. Which was really, like, that really affected Tony. You could tell because he knew it was, like, kind of his fault. Because she said she were, but, like, that was just her trying to manipulate him to stay in her life. But she, like, that's why she was in therapy. And I'm like, and the thing is, like, Dr. Melfi, she was like, I can't tell you why she's in therapy, but I don't think it's a good idea for y'all to be together. She told the truth. They should have been together. And she was like, don't you see why you attract miserable, not even attract. He seeks miserable women. He goes after miserable women. Like, at the end of the day, that's what you love. And you can't be mad that you put yourself in that predicament. I'm gonna talk about Junior. Y'all, Junior is my favorite character. Like, I'm so serious. Even though he was enemy number 1, season 1 and 2. But that's my king, y'all. And he is so funny, but like, he's so sad this season because he gets stomach cancer. And he's like, oh my God, I'm about to die. And he has to fake like he has Alzheimer's or dementia, one of the two. And he keeps seeing all these people like dying around him. And I don't think he wants to die fighting a RICO case. I wouldn't want to. I'm gonna talk about AJ. AJ was wilding out, bro. Like, at least Meadow had good grades and she was gonna go to Georgetown and stuff like that when she was wilding out. But AJ, all he does is play football. And even then, he gets expelled from school. He gets expelled from school, so he's not even playing football anymore. In like season 5, where he walls out even more. Like, AJ is like, he was really disrespectful. But I remember in season 3, he said the N-word. Like, he said a quote for this like rap. I forgot the quote exactly. And they should have sent him to that military school. I don't care. I think they couldn't send him because he had the panic attacks. That's why. And I'm like, why did they just abandon that concept a little bit? Because I low-key forgot that happened. That happened. He had like 3 panic attacks. Let's talk about Christopher, the heroin addict. I still hate Christopher, y'all. I hate Christopher even more. I wanted him to die so bad in this season. That sounds crazy. But like, when I don't like a character, I want them off screen. Chris is a hypocrite. He cheats on Adriana so many. He cheats on her with his cousin's fiance, bro. But the minute she looks at another guy any type of way, oh, he beats on her. You're mad that she's bad? You're mad that she's bad? Like, you should have married a baddie. Like, I'm so serious. Like,
who's texting you? What?
You're so weird. Like, I hate Christopher so bad. He's just like the men in the rest of the show, but he has a drug problem. which I feel like that's also why I don't like Ralph that much, because he also has a drug problem. So it makes them like incredibly violent. And I'm just like, you're so weird. Like, somebody needs to beat you up. I only feel bad for Chris like a handful of the time. And then he's all on Tony's like meat because he helped find the person that like killed his dad. Like, what if the whole time it wasn't even him? What if the whole time the cop was telling the truth? Like, what if? But we move. If I was Adriana, I would be an informant too. I will put Chris behind bars. When Jackie and them shot Chris, they should have killed him.
You need to leave.
Explain it like correctly in the original recording, but basically Adriana had an abortion before she met Chris, and there were complications with it. And so she decided to tell Chris about this, that she may not be able to have kids. So he beats her up and calls her damaged goods and all this stuff. And when that happened, like, I didn't like Chris before that, but when that happened, I was like, oh no, me and Chris, we're never gonna get along. Because I'm like, you could never turn me against Adriana. I don't care if she's an informant. Because they deserve to get stitched on the way they be doing her. Like, there are so many instances where I'm like, leave him, Adriana. I'm like, Aid, you better leave him. You leave him. Like, the good moments aren't even that good between them for her to be in love like this. I love her so much. I don't think y'all understand. Aid is up there. My favorite character, Aid is up there, bro. She's up there with Carmela, with Furio. You know, she's up there, okay? She's one of the very few good people in this show. And her being treated like this makes me so mad. She needs to stop talking to the feds, though. Even though I said I would do the same thing, she's going to get caught eventually. She's going to get caught. And I don't know what they're going to do to her when she gets caught. Now we're going to talk about the most annoying character in the show. Paulie. Paulie is a big mouth bother. Word to Hamilton. Because he gets mad over the stupidest stuff. Like, at least the stuff that Chris and Ralph get mad over, I understand. He gets mad over, like, silly little jokes. And I'm just like, you're weird. He was going to get Sylvain's money, right? So he was taunting the man that he was trying to get the money from. So the man was popping his stuff back. And he got mad at that. So they started fighting. But the man was beating him up. So Chris had to jump in. And they ended up killing him, right? So they put him in the truck. All of a sudden, dude is alive. And they're chasing him around. Chris shot him, but we don't know if he's actually dead. We still don't know if he's actually dead. But they ended up getting lost in the woods, in the wilderness in New Jersey. And they were stuck there for like a whole night and a day. Paulie was just being annoyed the entire time. He kept complaining. And I'm like, they wouldn't have been in this predicament if you just shut up. He's like, you should give me your shoe. This and that. You should give me this. You should give me that. No. You should have shut up. And then he goes to prison, right? I forgot when he goes to prison, but he went to prison. And he is jailed. Like, he is talking and like, doing all this stuff. And he's telling Johnny Stacks, whatever, who was like one of the bosses in New York. He's like, oh, Ralph Cifaretto made a joke about your wife being big. And so Johnny Stacks about to go to war over his wife. And I'm like, that's a real man. But you see how all that started because of Paulie? Think about the messiest person you know. It's a man, and his name is Paulie. His name is Paulie Gautieri. Now I'm going to talk about Janice. I cannot stand Janice. I hate Janice so bad. She's just like her mother. Like, quite literally just like her mother. And she's a mother the same way that Olivia is a mother. These men in these shows think they're so much smarter. And I have to applaud them because it is skillful the way that they do it. Because first, Richie April, who she killed him because he hit her. And the whole time she was trying to kill him anyway. She was trying to kill him the whole time. But I think she realized she made a mistake burying him because he was doing some weird things. Totally, like, clean up the mess. And then she moved to Seattle. And then she found another man. And then she moved back home. And she started messing with Bobby, Buff, and Sarah once his wife died. He was like, when she noticed his wife died, she was like, oh, she's trying to get with him. And I'm like, his wife just died, and she was trying to push him out of boarding. What? She eventually married Bobby. And I was like, Bobby deserves better. It's like Janice really likes Bobby, but I feel like at some point she's gonna turn on him once he stops like servicing her. But I really hope that doesn't happen because I really like Bobby. And Bobby is one of the only like good men in this show. And I believe he deserves better than Janice. Let's talk about her mother again, Carmela. She should have slept with Furio. I don't care. I'm glad she did it because I don't want Furio to die. But she should have. I don't care, girl boss. I really hope like she goes to Italy or something and she just messes with him and then she goes home. And then she messed around. She told Tony in an argument that she fell in love with Furio. So now he got all the Italian men looking for Furio, got a parts on his head. And I'm like, Carmela, you could have went back to Italy like and found your man for real and just stayed there once AJ went to college. Like, and I'm so serious. She could have done that. But she just had to tell Tony that she fell in love with somebody else. Ugh. Like, Tony done did that 10 times on you. Like, it's nothing new. But we move. And Carmela is, like, so much smarter than Tony realizes. Like, when she found that money and she put it into them investment accounts and she put it $9,999.99 in each account at each different bank, I was like, yeah, you better get your own money, okay? She should have took that much though, and she should have took $10,000 and then waited like a couple months and then took another $10,000 as he's refilling it, so it doesn't look as suspicious. That's what I would have done. Tony also thinks that Carmela would be nothing without him, which I feel like isn't true. Like, I feel like Carmela has her hopes. She has her dreams and stuff. Like, she has like aspirations outside of Tony. But I feel like because she's been in this family life so long, like she can't find herself outside of it, which sucks. But season 5, Bob Carmela eats down. Like, when she cut her hair in season 4, I was like, why she got the Karen cut? But that if it led to the season 5 Bob, then I needed it so bad. Dr. Melfi. She is so, I don't even think she's in love with Tony. I think she's infatuated with him. The minute Tony expressed any type of like interest in her, she should have cut it off. Like season 1, she should have stopped being his therapist. Finally, now we're talking about Tony. Tony's weird level went up 10,000 in these last 2 seasons. Not only does he become like he's already a horrible husband and a bad father, but he becomes a horrible friend. Like, that's the one thing that Tony had going for him, was that he was a good friend, but now he's a horrible friend because he keeps sleeping with his friends' girlfriends. If I wasn't so interested in the antics of this show, I would stop watching because of how much I hate Tony. That will be all, guys. This will be a long video because like I literally talked for 30 minutes straight. Thank you guys for watching. I'm back with the sit down and talk. So I've been consuming a lot of content lately. And school has started back up for me, sadly. I got to go to school now. If I look stressed out, that's why. Follow me on Instagram and letterboxd, both blondedsydney. Like, subscribe. What else? That's it. Bye, guys!